Welcome to today's teaching topic. I'm going to be addressing the claim of that 95% of diets fail. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Heather McConaughey. I'm a registered nurse turned nutritionist, and I specialize in helping women lose 10 to 30 pounds using macro counting without hunger and without forbidden foods. I wanted to do today's video because I have seen online recently a lot of people talk about how quote unquote 95% of diets fail. And I wanted to use this claim or assertion as a way to, one, teach you how to think more critically about things that you're hearing online when it comes to health and wellness claims. And then I also wanted to actually unpack this claim and see if there's any validity or truth to it. So the claim that we're going to be addressing today is, do 95% of diets actually fail? When we are assessing any type of claim that we hear on the internet, the first thing that we should do is define the terms. First of all, what does diet mean? Diet can simply mean a way of eating. Diet could mean a way of eating to lose weight. Diet can mean a way of eating to have more energy or vitality. What does diet mean in this claim? How has this claim actually been assessed? Was there a meta-analysis done? Was there a randomized, controlled, double-blind, study done? Or is this just a trendy phrase that people are throwing out? Even if it's quoted in a book about nutrition by people who seem educated about nutrition, you still need to think critically about this claim. So one, you need to define the terms. What does diet even mean in this context? And two, what does fail mean? When you say 95% of diets fail, what does that mean? Does that mean you were trying to lose weight and you regained weight? Does that mean that you were trying to have more energy through eating and now you don't have energy? What does that mean? And then why? Why did it fail? You can't just say that something failed and therefore it's not valid without actually thinking about all the potential causes of failure that could be at play. So my goal for you today is to really encourage you to start thinking critically about every claim that you hear online when it comes to nutrition, wellness, health. So the first thing you need to do is understand what the claim is and define the terms. The next thing you need to understand is, where is this coming from and is it even true? What research actually supports it and what research refutes it? And you also need to think about what exactly were you following? So if we're saying 95% of diets fail, was it a fad diet? Was it keto? Was it intermittent fasting? Was it the grapefruit diet? Was it eating higher protein? Was it low carb? Was it the South Beach diet? What actually was the diet that we are talking about when we say that 95% of diets fail? So to just say 95% of diets fail makes zero sense and has no validity to it because it is an undefined term. The next thing we need to think about is also, was it a rapid weight loss that was caused by super restricted calories? Was it shakes? What do we mean by 95% of diets? Or was it simply that people were eating the right amount of food for their body to fuel their activity and to promote weight loss in a healthy way? If you're eating the right amount of food for your body and moving your body, you will start to shed excess pounds and settle at your set point. So did you regain weight because you started overeating and drinking and moving less? Most likely. When people say 95% of diets fail, what they're really saying is, I stopped doing the things that got results and I went back to my old habits and patterns and I regained the weight. Look, there's another trend out there where people want to say that calories don't matter that much. I saw it again on another registered dietitian's Instagram yesterday. And it's not that calories are the only thing that matters. Yes, glycemic control matters. Yes, the type of food you're eating does have an effect on the body. There's a big difference between eating 1,500 calories of Coca-Cola and 1,500 calories of salmon, sweet potato, walnuts, spinach. Of course there is. So for people to say calories don't really matter, they're not that important, the law of thermodynamics is just doesn't make any sense, is too extreme. It's false. And for people to say that quality doesn't matter, it's only the calories. That's also too extreme and false. Both points are valid, and both are necessary to eating in a way that's sustainable, that's healthy, that's balanced for you emotionally and physically, and that's actually going to help you lose weight and keep it off. So when people are saying 95% of diets fail, what I believe they're saying is human beings stopped doing the habits and behaviors they need to do to produce the result, which is very common. It's very common for us as human beings to stop doing things that work because it takes effort and endurance and character to stick with things. And that is a very challenging thing for humans. So who do you actually need to become in this scenario to be successful long term? If you don't want to become part of the 95% statistics, then you need to become a different type of woman. You need to become a woman who sticks with things, who perseveres in the face of challenges, and who doesn't quit. So many people quit on themselves too early. They start getting the results. It's not fast enough, they quit. Or they don't get the result as soon as they want, so they just quit. They throw in the towel. If you quit, you're definitely not going to get results. You actually have to stick with things and persevere in order to get results. You need to become a woman who is industrious. What does that mean? You need to become a woman who gladly and cheerfully works at her goals, who enjoys work, who enjoys exerting herself. Our culture has become obsessed with comfort and, just having things be easy. Like people just want to have an online business where they just generate passive income. I just want to get to this place where I can go to a beach and do nothing. I get it. I've thought those thoughts too. All right. But ultimately, we as human beings are designed to do work. It's built into our nature to get satisfaction from work. That's why when people retire, they feel sad and they often get depressed because they lack purpose and work. And human beings enjoy the experience of having a goal, applying themselves, and working diligently towards that. So you need to become a woman who enjoys work. Work has a negative connotation in our society, but it's actually a really beautiful expression of your gifts, of the inherent nature that you have inside you, of who you really are as a creature, and the way you're designed, which is to be purposeful and achieve things. You also need to become a woman with self-discipline, who molds herself into her commitments and doesn't let her circumstances mold her. You need to become a woman who has self-control and self-discipline. A lot of people don't want to talk about this. They want it to just be outside of themselves. It's kind of a victim mentality. I'm not responsible for my results. 95% of diets fail. I didn't fail. The diet failed me. Now, this doesn't mean that there aren't nutrition protocols that aren't useful. This doesn't mean there are nutrition protocols that don't work for everyone. But to just blanketly say that 95% of diets fail absolves you of responsibility for your own behaviors and actions. It absolves you for responsibility of how you're moving your body, what you're putting in your body. So you need to become a woman who stops looking for shortcuts in life and commits to real change for herself. A woman who says, you know what, I want real change in my life and I'm going to change my habits. I'm going to change my lifestyle. So if you make these shifts, there's so much available to you. There's so many goodies on the other side of this. That's why nutrition and fitness changes are so life-changing, because you have to have internal shifts to be successful. If you shift things to be successful with your nutrition, your eating, and your body, you will have such massive internal personal growth that it can't help but reap benefits for you in other areas of your life. You will become a woman who achieves more because she sticks with things. She perseveres. She has grit. You will become a woman who is more satisfied in her life because you're fully expressing your power to co-create and manifest your goals with God. You will become a woman who is more organized, intentional, and powerful in her life. You will stop being a victim of circumstances and you will start being cause in the matter and intentional with what you're creating. And you will become a woman who causes lasting change in her life because you've grown in your character and you've grown as a human. You actually have character defects. You have deficits in your character. You have things that you're not strong at. It's not bad or wrong. We all have them. But you have an opportunity in your life to grow and to say, hey, this thing isn't working for me. I'm going to grow in this area of my life. And you need to become a woman who is more selfless, because you're learning to say no to the immediate cravings or desire of your body, of your flesh, for some greater reward. Now, this does not mean starve yourself. This does not mean forbid foods. This does not mean be in a severe caloric deficit in order to lose weight. It doesn't mean any of those things. My clients are not hungry and they're allowed to eat all the foods that they want. They learn the right ratio of foods to eat and the right quantities, but there's no forbidden food. So this doesn't mean you have to be like punitively like self-denial all the time, but you do need to learn how to say no to your immediate cravings. Just because you crave something doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because you want something doesn't mean it's good for you. There's another kind of myth out there now, which is like, oh, if you desire it, it's for you. I'm sorry, but sometimes I desire to cut somebody off in traffic, or sometimes I desire to steal up something cute I see at a store. I have weird desires sometimes. Sometimes I desire to not do my dishes or not pay taxes, right? I have desires. Just because I desire something doesn't mean it's for me. That's a very strange thing that I see out there on the internet now. So before concluding that 95% of diets fail, I want you to actually take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are some of my character flaws that could actually use some transforming? Instead of just tossing out all nutritional protocols and saying diets fail, look to yourself and say, what are my character defects? What are my character deficits that I need to transform? Today, a lot of people don't want to talk about character deficits. They don't want to talk about defects like selfishness, gluttony, greed, lack of self-control, laziness. Those things aren't super trendy to talk about, but they're real. All you have to do is look outside into the world or look on the news, and you will see selfishness, greed, lack of self-control, and laziness play out in all different types of people's lives. Not just one population, you'll see it across all different types of humans, okay? And those character defects are 100% at play with our bodies and things we're struggling with our bodies. So I invite you to become a woman who is committed to reshaping her heart and character, because that's actually what's going to transform your relationship with your body. That's going to get you results. Strategy will help, but you also need to be willing to be a woman who transforms her character defects and her character deficits. And you need to become a woman who is willing to tell the truth to herself about herself and be willing to make changes and transform those things that aren't working for you in your life. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you really enjoyed today's teaching topic. If you did, then please drop me a message on Instagram at Heather McConaughey. You can tag me, let me know what you found most valuable from this episode. Share it with another woman who, maybe has said that phrase, 95% of diets fail, and empower her with this topic today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon.